I thought Minecraft is easy since all you need to do is hit trees, mine caves, and build a house HGTV would be proud to show. However, it's not. Why is this demon child so fast? Now, before you roast me in the comments calling me a bot, just hear me out. I'm playing on hard mode, I haven't touched Minecraft in years, and I didn't do any research on how to be a god of Minecraft before I started the platinum. For some of you wondering what a platinum is anyway, let me just sum it up. It's getting every trophy that the game has to offer, excluding the trophies for the DLC. For Minecraft, some of them pretty normal. You mine, you craft, you fight the Ender Dragon. That's the core stuff, right? But then there's the other stuff. The majority of the trophies awarded in Minecraft for the Platinum are things that you would do naturally even if you were just playing with no real intentions. So I won't go into great depth into all the trophies that I get, but the first 20 or so trophies were trophies like hitting a tree to get wood, crafting a furnace to cook food or make ingots, to getting a diamond for the very first time. Those trophies make a lot of sense being trophies. However, there's some trophies that make you do things that waste so much time. A good example was the trophy that took me over 2 hours to do, and that was just me filling up a whole chest with cobblestone. And yes, if I had a diamond pickaxe, it would have went faster, but I was saving all my diamonds until the end. Anyway, after completing the mind-numbing trophy of mining 1,728 pieces of cobblestone, I focused on trophies that I thought I could complete pretty fast. And to be honest, it took me a few hours, but I was able to knock out a handful of trophies since I already had most of the things needed. The next day I started stream, I noticed that Minecraft looked a little different, but not in a bad way. It just seems like the visuals were just turned up to 11. That's when chat informed me that Minecraft dropped an update where the Chase the Skies game drop launched on all platforms, alongside the release of vibrant visuals on Bedrock. So not only did Minecraft get a facelift, but the next trophy I was focused on, called When Pigs Fly, was going to be so much more easier to get. So instead of testing my luck and finding a saddle in a chest, thanks to this new update, I could just make one. After crafting a carrot on a stick and digging a hole deep enough, I made a pig fly and got the trophy. And don't worry, the fall didn't kill him. No. Wait. Next, I tried achieving the leader of the pack trophy, which you receive once you befriend 5 wolves. I looked everywhere and couldn't find any wolves besides this little guy, but fortunately it wasn't for nothing because I did get the trophy adventuring time for visiting any of the 17 biomes, which is crazy because I feel like I've been to more than just one biome at this point. My backyard is a jungle and across the river is either a sand or a badlands biome. Regardless what actual biome it is, it seems like 2 separate biomes to me. Anyway, I gave up on finding the remaining wolves I needed and decided it was time to tackle a few other trophies that required me to go into the Nether. In order to get these 3 trophies, I need something called a blaze rod, which is dropped by this guy, and then I also need to kill a ghast by parrying their fireball back at them. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Once we arrived at the Nether, I had no idea what I was doing. So relying on chat, I found that the blazes only spawn in Nether fortresses, so that was my main priority next. It didn't take me long, but somehow I got lucky and I did find another fortress. And after my first wither skeleton encounter, which resulted in an untimely death, I did come back and I did find a blaze who dropped a blaze rod. Searching through the fortress, I did find the blaze spawner and I decided to try and farm all the blaze rods I would need, but this led me to dying multiple times and then losing all my gold armor and gold. So if you didn't know, having no gold armor gives the piglins free range to abuse you for absolutely no reason. It's the equivalent of waving something red in front of a bull, but the bull has friends and those friends and the bull has crossbows and swords and their whole mission is just to chase you down and kill you. Oh my god, this is painful. I have to just play hostile. I got stuck on the tree. Holy, they don't miss. They don't miss. They don't miss. Okay, it's like gone. It's like gone forever. I wasn't really worried about dying to the piglins because I didn't have anything on me to die and care about. However, I learned that after 5 minutes, things started to spawn. Unfortunately, I died more than I'd like to admit, but at this point, I was pretty sure more than 5 minutes passed, so the main goal now was just to get back and start farming blaze rods again and then leave without dying. However, as soon as I got back to the Nether fortress, to my surprise, all of my armor and items didn't despawn. An even bigger surprise was the fact that I made it out of the Nether alive with all of the blaze rods that I farmed, allowing me to get another trophy that required blaze rod powder. Taking a quick break from the nether, I focused on the trophy for befriending 5 wolves once again, and this was once again painful and caused me to die thousands of blocks away from my house to a polar bear, which I had no idea existed in this game. I was now in the same situation that just happened in the nether, hoping that all of my things wouldn't despawn, and surprisingly, it didn't. And on top of that, traveling back home, I found the last wolf needed, so after all, this wasn't a waste of time. And you know, it's also not a waste of time to hit that subscribe button. Returning home, I knew the nether was inevitable, but I wanted to get one more trophy before I went, so I popped a fire-resistant potion and hopped into lava before I went gas hunting. This was the last thing standing before me and never needing to return to the nether. My track record with the nether so far has been pretty bad, but honestly, this time it was easy. Somehow, I didn't die at all, and I was able to kill a gas with the fireball. Also, the gas dropped a music disc, which was needed for another trophy. At first, I thought I was super lucky, but it turns out that killing a gas with its own fireball will always drop a music disc. So yeah, not lucky, just pure RNG, baby. Now, only 10 trophies remained before I could get the platinum, and some of the remaining ones were actually pretty easy. For example, all we needed to do was gain the trust of an ocelot, play Minecraft for 100 days, and waste a ton of iron to create an iron golem. Those were pretty easy, but there were some annoying ones like Sniper Duel that required you to kill a skeleton from at least 50 blocks away. It sounds easy enough to do, but there was one problem. Every time I captured a skeleton, it would despawn as I walked 50 blocks away. Instead of doing this simple thing, which would be just to invite somebody to my world and have them stay by the skeleton, I just made it harder on myself like I usually do. So relying on chat for answers rather than looking up myself, chat told me that getting a name tag and pinning it to the skeleton would cause the skeleton not to despawn. However, you can't craft name tags, but one of the quickest ways to get one would be finding them in a chest or from fishing, and I really didn't want to search for chests, so I started fishing thinking it'd take hours, but on the second cast, a miracle happened and I got a name tag. But that miracle was short-lived by a series of unfortunate events that literally happened back to back after capturing a skeleton. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Is it where the other guy is at? What? I'm so livid. I can't believe that all that happened back to back. But I did get the trophy, and on the bright side, I never have to do this again. Also, if you're doing this platinum, just plug in a second controller or have a friend join you. Don't be like me. Anyway, the next 3 trophies were way easier to get than the skeleton duel one. I decided to focus on the trophy called Rainbow Collection. It was one that I avoided for a while because I actually thought I had to find each sheep of that color and shear their wool. However, all you have to do is just dye the wool, so that was pretty easy with the power of Google. Also, I did find a pink sheep, but I didn't bring my shears, so I went back to get them, and by the time I returned, it completely vanished, probably because it despawned.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Next, I focused on a trophy called Zombie Doctor. All I needed to do was cure a zombie villager, which requires a splash potion of weakness and a golden apple. Now that sounds hard, but the hardest part for me, anyway, was finding a zombie villager. So I eventually gave up and wanted to focus on a different trophy rather than waste time sitting around doing nothing. However, on the way back home, I did find a zombie villager. So in the end, leaving was the best thing I could have done. The last of the easy ones was the trophy called Overkill, which is awarded after dealing 9 hearts of damage in a single hit. Upon returning home, I enchanted my diamond sword and then Googled how to make a strength potion. Now the only thing left was to find something to hit, and I knew exactly where to look. This poor drown has been stuck in this weird well thing since I started the game, so it only felt right to finally free him. Also, he was the closest thing near my house, so really it was a mercy kill and a matter of convenience. Speaking of convenience, the next trophy on a rail is not so convenient. It's awarded once you travel 500 blocks in a straight line by minecart, so basically you need 500 rails. I would say there's like 2 ways to do this trophy: either farm a ton of iron and have a ton of sticks to make rails, or you can find an abandoned mine shaft and take the rails from there and craft how many more you may need. I had no idea how or where to find an abandoned mine shaft. I was just going to farm all the iron I could in one cave and make rails and then go from one to the next. So I just found a random cave and just decided to mine. And it was actually crazy how much iron I was getting. I literally had stacks of iron from this one cave alone. However, something even crazier happened that I didn't even see coming. I ended up finding an abandoned mine shaft. So not only was I fully loaded on iron, I was also able to get a ton of rails for free. So all I needed to do was reach the surface and measure out 500 blocks, then lay down the rails, and finally ride the rail from start to finish. Now for the last few trophies, I thought I would spice things up and invite a couple people from chat to help me finish the platinum. So as soon as Big Mac joined the world, I dropped him a diamond to get the Diamonds to You trophy, which is awarded for dropping a diamond for another player to pick up. It was pretty cool having another person in my Minecraft world and to be able to finish a platinum with, but Big Mac being the diamond goblin I found out he is, made himself a diamond armor and a diamond sword without asking. I didn't even make diamond armor for myself. Let me know if I should ban Big Mac in the comments. Besides Big Mac joining, I invited Majestic Biscuits, who literally held my hand through the platinum, and now he was here to carry me through the end. Literally. What I mean by that is that the last two trophies were titled the end. One with a question mark and the other without one. The end with a question mark is awarded for entering a stronghold end portal, and the end without a question mark is for entering the end exit portal, which only spawns in after killing the Ender Dragon. To find the stronghold end portal, we use blaze powder and ender pearls to create an Eye of Ender. When it's thrown, it goes in the general direction of the stronghold end portal until it's directly above it. Fortunately, the stronghold end portal wasn't very far away from my house. After digging down and traversing the stronghold, we found the portal to the end, but we still needed to fill in the missing Eyes of Ender to activate the portal to actually go into the end. However, once we entered the end portal, we spawned on a floating obsidian platform away from the Ender Dragon. Now, I was fully prepared to have an epic showdown with the Ender Dragon, but honestly, this fight lasted 5 minutes and I got completely carried. And even though I got carried, somehow I still ended up dying, which led to Big Mac dealing the last blow to the Ender Dragon. Maybe a bit of a skill issue, but at the end of the day, not only did Big Mac take my diamond without permission, he also got the last hit on the Ender Dragon before I could even make it back. To be honest, I was a little worried that I needed to do the final blow for the platinum, but the last trophy I needed was for entering the end exit portal, not the trophy for defeating the Ender Dragon. So jumping into the end exit portal and making it back into the stronghold, I got trophy number 50, the end, and then right after, I got the platinum from Minecraft. If you made it this far, you're basically family. Drop a like, subscribe, and enjoy the skeleton trauma highlight reel, because I suffered so you don't have to. Can I nope, I can't. I can't. Oh, I thought I outplayed them, but I played myself. They are so acrobatic. What is this? Dude, I'm telling you, look at this. Bro, like, huh? What? Dude, these skeletons. I heard him draw his bow. Uh-huh. And yet he could still just come over here and just shoot me. That's crazy. How can he shoot me through the trees? Whoa, why? Oh my god, I'm so upset. I'm just gonna rush.